Hello, everyone. This is take two. Model seems to be working as of right now. Everything seems to be all right. I might actually turn down the delay a little bit. Let's see if that makes a difference. Testing. Testing 1, 2. Looks good. Maybe turn it down even just slightly more. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Okay, that looks good actually. Let's keep that there. Okay. And Yasuke gave his trademark emote. We appreciate that. We appreciate that in a good Yasuke. Anyway. You know what else we appreciate? Metroid. Alexa, turn off Logan's room lights. Fa-ting! I'll never get tired of that sound. Even after 17 fucking parts of this. I'm looking at review on iPad. I think I might make the Metroid Fusion logo a little bit smaller. Like now that I see it on the screen. That looks good. I think that's good. Yeah, I like that. Now, when we last left off, we, as I remember, had some sort of infuriating fucking boss. Oh, it's this shit. Now I remember. Oh, wait. Hey, Levon. Hey, Great White North. Everyone, you did a quick share. Yours doesn't work. Understood. Drop a big fat thumbs up. Alright, thank you both, as always, for your support. Oh, shit, wait. Never mind, this isn't close either. yeah, I have to go up here then. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Woof. Hey, Karumi. Oh, yeah. I have to... Oh, wait. Now, I think I have to do this. Yeah. Is that what I'm supposed to actually do? Just like charge the missile, hit one of those things? No. The GBC port of it I have, same here. can't tell if I'm, like, actually causing this dude any damage. Because in theory, that's what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it sounds like I'm doing something. Yeah, I'm definitely doing damage now. Actually, now I'm not sure. Hey, KE. Why isn't there a person? Yeah, so, how do you guys like the ping tube? Let me see, actually. Is it still working? Yeah, I still see my mouth moving. Awesome. Yes, I am one with the machine. I'm like that Pink Floyd song, Welcome to the Machine, that was written about me. See, because, like, it's flashing, like, and making noise like I'm doing damage. But then again, it's always kind of doing that, so it's hard to tell. If that's the case, this is, like, the easiest Metroid boss ever, albeit the most tedious. Shoot right above me? Okay. Well, I mean, like, if I do this, that happens. Oh, it is taking damage, but very slowly. Okay. I can't... Yeah, like, there's no actual, like, reliable way of knowing if it is. Yeah, that's what I thought, but it does that all the time. When you beat this, I never said you don't know what you're talking about. I genuinely believe that you always know what you're... Well, you know what you're talking about, at least in regards to this game. No taxation, bad representation. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah, this does the same thing, just differently. Okay, well I know what to do now, at least for this first part. When it's close, or it won't hit. Yeah, I realized that. Oh, and I do need to power bomb. Okay. How we doing? I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. Also, I think this ping tuber thing might be a success. Honestly, I think I prefer... I realized I think I prefer this over, like, an actual VTuber. Because, like, it doesn't do as much, but that actually kind of works in my benefit. Oh, you're calling me now. Am I on? I can't tell. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Alright. So what you're gonna do is when you get in that room, you're gonna do a power bomb, my bad. You're gonna do a power bomb first. And I know you can't see it, but try to jump and press the up button, you're gonna hang from the roof.
Yeah, I saw that. I know about that. So, and then do I shoot missiles, or how does that...
Alright, so after you do the power bomb and then you jump on there, you're gonna try to position yourself in the middle of that, whatever that is, where that brain looking thing is exposed, and then you're gonna do the missiles.
Okay.
That's the only way it can get. That's the only way it can get hit.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And what you're doing, it looks like you're damaging it, but I sent Howard is doing the same exact thing you were doing, and I know you don't want to do that for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, peace out.
Nice. But yeah, this the VTuber thing, I think it's still working, right? When I move, is my mouse still moving? When I talk, is my mouse still moving, rather? You didn't see the mouth move when I was playing the game. But the blinking is there. Okay, good. Yeah, I guess it could be, like, there's a bunch of different sounds that it's picking up. It might be getting confused. That would make sense. Like, there might be, like, a slight echo. I'll be honest, I haven't actually been watching my streams as much lately, so I don't know if that's been, like, an ongoing issue. Like, if my, like, TV is too quiet, or, too loud, rather, and causing an echo. That could be confusing the software, but otherwise it seems like it's going alright. I am actually not running it in admin mode. That would probably have it running better, but I think, that kind of, like, causes some issues with OBS. It won't always, Just spam it from the spam missiles from the top. Okay. Still this boss, yeah. Won't help. I was trying to shoot the thing. Also, I have a Metroid Fusion logo now, so it's a little bit more elegant and sexy than the text that I did have. Kurumi's telling me to use charge. Okay. once you do the power bomb, just shoot the boss with missiles like last time. Okay, but like the thing is like doing that while dodging his projectiles. So it's either the safe but takes for fucking ever route, or the kind of quicker but nearly fucking impossible route. Wait, is this what I'm supposed to do, actually? Just hang from the ground and then charge shot. That doesn't seem like it's doing anything any faster, but... That might just be it. Like, do a charge shot whenever it shoots its stuff at you. Again, I beat the game and listen to you. I'm doing that. Okay. There's no way... I can't shoot straight down. And then, like... it keeps shooting things at me, which I don't really know how to avoid. I mean, I can shoot it, but then I can't also, like, charge the missile or even shoot the missile, really. Come up with a new strategy that works for me. And jump back. I can't jump down though, because doesn't the ground kill you? Maybe it doesn't. I might just do it the safe way. It's gonna take forever, but I'm also not getting hit. But I'm also not entirely sure if the safe method even does anything at all, so... Apparently it was, so I might just do that. North is back? Hey, Julian. Never mind, it's not doing anything. It isn't doing damage? I didn't know, again, because, like, usually the way you know is if it's flashing, and it's always flashing.
Warning, no entry without authorization. 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 Warning, no entry without authorization.
Yeah, I know.
No entry without authorization. Warning,
To do just like 5 different things to damage. Oh, fuck off.
warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization.
Like, honestly, to this like, I have no idea if I've ever damaged this boss. Because, again, it's always flashing. I have no idea if it's, like, actually ever taken damage. Because the last battle you did, it's what? Yeah. But yeah, I see why it's flashing, but that also means I don't know if it's taking damage at any point. LCX, go to your room. That pun is illegal. I have hit it a few times, you're just not paying attention to what... Yeah, I'm, you know, actually paying attention to all the flying shit at me. see. I might not be able to finish this game. This is like, I kind of figured that was gonna be the case, but like, I am like more confident than ever this is just not gonna be something I'll be able to do. I was actually thinking, I was actually going to ask this a little bit later on, but like now I'm thinking more so like I might not be able to progress much further than this. For the next game, would you guys be opposed to Celeste? Like, on Tuesdays, would you be opposed to me doing Celeste instead of this? You've never heard of Celeste? Yeah, it's an indie game. I'm a huge fan of it. I played it a little bit in my own time. LCX played sort of like a ROM hack that's like Mario but takes place in Celeste. Actually, I'm probably gonna play that this weekend. You've heard of Celestial and the Cosmos, yeah. Yeah, Celeste is a really good game, really good story, really good, well, story, more so just like really good character writing. Yeah, I'd say it's like one of the first indie games, alongside like maybe Undertale, that got super huge. Actually, I guess, I don't know, like, I guess just about almost like every PC game was just about like an indie game, because it wasn't really tied to a major company. Like, but you know what I mean, like modern day, like, internet indie games. Like, it really kind of popularized, like, a style that a lot of indie games use nowadays. That, and I guess sort of Undertale. Like, it's sort of, like, referential and self-aware in that sort of sense. I can only hit it really like a simulate. No. You hear me hate on a lot of things. I mean, I do like a lot of things. It's just sort of like on the internet. On the internet, I think like people tend to focus on negativity because it is engaging. If I say I really like X thing, it doesn't provoke as much of a reaction and doesn't spark as much debate as I really hate this thing that a lot of people really like. You know, it's debate and just like and just like getting an idea out there is a lot like a negotiation. You have two sides that have an extremist opinion, and then you come and then you both share that extremist position, and then you go from that extremist position somewhere into the middle. But you need to make that extremist position heard so that anything you say can be heard. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, and obviously I'm not a fan of this person, but it's sort of like Donald Trump saying, like, we need border wall. And then, like, the left is saying, no, that's, like, really racist and it doesn't work and, like, you know, shit like that. And then they come together and they come up with, you know, hey, maybe we should increase border security so that people can't just walk alongside the border and like, you know, maybe the solution is make it so that it's easier to come in legally. Maybe the solution is more guards at the southern border. You know what I mean? Like, debate only really happens if you have an absurdist, extremist opinion. Rye Gallo, Gialdo, how are you? I hate Castlevania NES. Castlevania NES is the greatest game that has ever existed, and anybody who does not like it worships Satan. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with worshiping Satan. You know, you're free to do that in your own home. But we do need to be in agreement that you do worship Satan if you don't like the masterpiece that is Castlevania NES.
But no, like, negativity, and it's not just my opinion, it's not just, like, there's data. There's, like, hard data that will, like, back up. Like, the reason negativity is so prevalent on the internet is because it does generate clicks, and clicks, but it generates a conversation, I think. More so than positivity. People are they gravitate more towards negativity. But no, like, there are... I've said, like, some of my favorite video games before, but Celeste is one, Castlevania Bloodlines, although, I think the moment I turned into a bat in Symphony of the Night was, like, the moment I realized, oh wait, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, that might be one of my new favorite Castlevania games. Like, although, Tyler did tell me, like, later on in Aria of Sorrow, you can turn into a bat that way, too, and have, like, a similar thing. So I'm like, yeah, Aria might still be better. Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, for that matter. Actually, mainly Persona 5 Royal for the simple reason that you don't need to be stealthy. It's not going to, like, kick you out of the dungeons. It will kick you out of the dungeons if you get caught too much. And I don't like to be stealthy. I just like to kill everything and boost my EXP. That's not an option in Persona 5. Persona 5, you need to be stealthy. Persona 5 Royal fixes that, and I'm really happy they do. But yeah, and if Persona 5 Royal didn't exist, then I would probably say Persona 4. Not Persona 4 Golden. Persona 4 Golden, I think, like, makes the game arguably a bit too easy and sort of babyfies it. Persona 4, I think, is better, because it does sort of add that element of chance, and that element of bullshit that is sort of, like, it's bullshit in a way that's sort of playful, like Mario Kart bullshit. Like, you're in first place, and then all of a sudden, a blue Koopa shell that you can't avoid knocks you into, like, third or fourth. That kind of bullshit. Where it's just like, yeah, this is bullshit, but it's funny how bullshit this is, and I still, I'm lighthearted as how bullshit it is. Let's see. Streets of Rage 2, although Streets of Rage 4 might be objectively better, I think I just have a little bit more nostalgia for Streets of Rage 2. I don't know, those are, like, a couple of the games that, like, come to mind immediately. You hate Castlevania for anything, yeah. You're from Brazil? Okay, cool. Actually, is Mid-Tier from Brazil? I can't remember. Oh, is it buffering? Upon everything imaginable is a calculated move. Click-through rates. Welcome to the world of advertising. No, I mean, like... You'll never be as OP as in Symphony of the Night, though? Okay. Okay, it's not... It's a TikTok. Yeah.
yeah, I Symphony of the Night, I always liked Symphony of the Night, but I always thought, like, Aria of Sorrow was just, like, infinitely better. Now that I've played Symphony a little bit more, I think it's kind of closer. I think that I think that Aria of Sorrow makes a few quality of life improvements over Symphony of the Night that makes the game a little bit easier to play. But Symphony kind of does allow you to do a little bit more. So, I mean, like, you know what? It is a little bit like the difference between Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. Super Mario Bros. 3 has more stuff, but Super Mario World is maybe a little bit more of a more refined experience. You know, and I've said actually some negative things about Super Mario World, and I don't hate Super Mario World. I love Super Mario World. But I do think that it is a little bit of a step backwards from Mario 3, in the sense that, like, you don't have a lot of the cool shit you have in Super Mario Bros. 3. You don't have, like... You don't have the wing, well, I mean, you do have the, you have the leaf, but... not the leaf, the feather in Mario World. But I always thought, like, the controls for that were not as intuitive as the cape in Mario 3. Like, it took me a long time. When I first got the cape, the feather in Mario World, it took me a while to realize, oh, you have to, like, fuck with the D-pad in order to, like, maintain... like, altitude. Like, I guess it kind of makes sense if I, like, verbally describe it. But putting it into practice, it takes a little bit more than, oh, repeatedly press the A button and you fly in the air for a little while. And I mean, like, you can, like, fly longer, I guess, with the feather, but I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. I have more forms in Mario World? No. I disagree with that. You have more power-ups, I think, in Mario 3. Like, you have the frog suit, which is actually really useful, especially underwater. It really makes the underwater controls, I think, a lot better. And really, I think Mario Wii is the only Mario game that has really done anything quite like that. Mario Odyssey, I guess, too, when you can, like... And actually, yeah, that's another one of my favorite games. I gotta mention Mario Odyssey, and of course Celeste. I mentioned Celeste, you know, a couple minutes ago, but yeah, Celeste and Mario Odyssey is another one of my favorite games of all time. But, yeah, you can, like, control the fish, and you do get kind of, like, better underwater controls. But Mario 3... You know, there's no, like, thing to have, like, direct control in Mario World. You kind of are stuck to, like, you know, the classic Super Mario Bros. 1 repeatedly tap A to ascend in water thing. You know, you have admittedly, the Tanuki suit, I think is kind of useless in Mario 3, so I guess it makes sense that they never really brought that back. I like the shoe, whatever that was called. I don't remember what the technical term for that is, but the boot in Mario 3. It's kind of like... It's a little bit like Yoshi, but... Or even like the hammer suit power-up. That is really cool. I really wish they would bring that back. Maybe in Mario Wonder they could bring that back. Like, if you're just gonna go all the way out and have, like, fucking Elephant Man Mario, then you might as well bring back the hammer suit. That's true, you're right. Hey, yeah, that's a good point, too, L, is, yeah, you can, like, fly infinitely with a P-Wing. And, like, the P-Wing is, like, a little bit more of a rare item in Mario 3, so it's a little bit more special. Like, you feel like you've earned it. Oh, I mean, like, debatably. I mean, like, you get one, like, right after you beat the first world, true. But, I mean, like, still, you had to accomplish something. It's not just, like, oh, here it is randomly in some level, now go use it, and here's a tutorial on how to use it. Actually, I've said my I have said my favorite games a few times. What are some of your favorite games? Because I actually don't know. I've asked before if, like, L would consider Final Fantasy VII to be his favorite game, and I don't think he ever gave me a concrete answer on that. Or even, like, one of his favorite... I guess it would be one of his favorite games. For Yasuke, it might be Mobile Legends. Actually, probably not. You don't have any? Okay, but, like... Okay, so then, like, let me rephrase the question. Depends on your mood. Absolutely not? Okay. Let me rephrase the question, then. What games have you constantly been... What games do you constantly go back to? What games have you, like, played multiple times, and each time you play it, you just instantly have, like, a really fun time? You know what I mean? Like... And I guess more so to, like, rephrase the question, L, would you say that Final Fantasy VII is your favorite Final Fantasy game? Or is there one that you think might be better? Might actually be my best course of attack. unique fighting games like this Strega. The Strega. Have you played that? No, you must have played that. I have never seen you play that though before, I don't think. Armored Core, all the Castlevania, Metroidvanias, any PS1 JRPG. Yasuke says Tetris. Tetris, I have to say. I mean, like, honestly, Tetris is just so universally loved that, like, I think it almost doesn't even count. You know what? Like, I'm trying to think, like, I've never seen or I've never met anybody who doesn't like Tetris. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, you know, there's really popular things that you think everybody really likes. Like the Beatles. Like, you know, everybody likes the Beatles, right? No, not true. There's people who don't like the Beatles. Dyer is like, somebody who comes to mind. But, like, you know, I have a coworker who doesn't like the Beatles. I don't know if I've ever met somebody who has even, like, had a slight fascination with video games who's like, you know what I fucking hate? Tetris. I think, like, the only negative I've ever heard somebody say about Tetris is, oh, it's just, like, arcade quarter-munching bullshit. Like, which I guess is a fair criticism, but, you know, if you get really good at the game, you do sort of know how to manipulate it a bit. Tetris isn't one of your favorites. You just learned how to be competitive at it, yeah. Oh, you've played that multiple times on and off stream, okay. Do you have a favorite genre? It's JRPG. It's literally the reasoning on why you haven't uploaded anything. Okay. You know what, actually? Let me tell you, like, how popular Tetris is. I was actually talking with my one coworker, and he was talking about, like, oh, my dad had this, like, you know... And we were talking about, like, video games he had as a kid. And he was talking about, like, oh, I had a GameCube, I had a Game Boy Advance, I had a PlayStation 2. And my dad had this gray thing, and it only played Tetris. And I assumed, when he said that, I assumed, like, oh, it's probably one of those brick games, or, you know, something like that. You know, because, like, there's a million, like, LCD games that just play Tetris, or just play, like, you know, Solitaire, or something like that, right? And then, like, he goes on his phone, he looks up, like, but, like, he swore, like, oh, it was, like, you know, Nintendo only plays Tetris, or something like that. And it was like, okay. He pulls up a picture of the original, like, brick Game Boy. And it occurs to me, his father... I don't think his father ever knew that you could take the cartridge of Tetris out and play something different. He only ever knew that the Game Boy played Tetris. Which is like you know, you can laugh and be like, oh, how could you not know that? But then, like, you think about it and it's like, Game Boy and Tetris had such a mass market appeal that it appealed to normies. It appealed to adults who didn't even know that you could play something on a Game Boy that wasn't Tetris.
Because realistically, Tetris is kind of all you need for that system. Not to say there aren't other good games on the Game Boy, but Tetris is like the only game that you really need. You can... Like, you can play, like, Pokemon, or, what else is popular on the Game Boy? Donkey Kong 94, or Super Mario Land, or whatever. You don't need that, though. You need Tetris. Tetris is, like, the killer app that rises above all other killer apps in terms of really any console. I think, like Super Mario Brothers is not as synonymous with the NES as Tetris is to the Game Boy. All these brick games lack something. Yeah. Yeah, it came with that Game Boy. So that makes sense to someone who's unfamiliar with it at the time. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, my controller... I just dropped the controller. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, it came with the Game Boy. And like, if you're an old man who, or not an old man, if you're like, somebody who doesn't know a lot about video games, you see, oh, here's this little device, and it plays a video game, and maybe like some of my, work friends have like played on this game a little bit. Like, Tetris, it's kind of like how, like, everybody was obsessed with Angry Birds, like, 10 years ago. Like, you want to know how big Angry Birds was? I think, like, people don't remember how big that game was. My dad, who never played video games, he's, like, he's, like, almost 60, he's basically almost never played video games. He was playing Angry Birds. And he got at least like a couple levels in. He was like kind of low-key addicted to Angry Birds, at least for a little while. And that's what I'm saying, is like Tetris had that kind of mass market appeal to where like even normies like that could get into it. We also dabble in anime doujin games and PC games. Okay. Angry Burbs, exactly. Angry Suburbs. You beat Angry Birds 1 and 2 and Star Wars variants. Yeah. Just Worms, but simplified? I've actually never played Worms. I think there was actually, like, a specific game that Angry Birds ripped off. I can't remember what it was called, but it was, like, Tower. It was, like, Tiny Tower or something like that. It was, like, a Flash game that, like, the creator of Angry Birds even admitted, like, yeah, we just ripped this off. We just ripped this off and put it on a phone, and it was huge. Same thing with, like, Minecraft. I think there was, like, a game called Infiniminer or something like that, and then Notch basically took that, ripped it off, and made millions.
The Star Wars one was a premium beta game. God, that's how bad the Vita was in the U.S. They were trying to pimp Angry Birds Star Wars. Like, hey, you can play Angry Birds Star Wars. You know that game that's like available for like $2.99 on your phone? Well, it's gonna be like $40 on a Vita, so fucking buy a Vita. You can play the premium Angry Birds Star Wars. Play Worms World Party on PC or PC. I actually have a game on my list called Worm War 1. I don't know if it's part of the same series, and I don't remember where I picked it up from. I think it might have been Kim Justice. But, yeah. It had a physical release. Angry Birds Star Wars was free on Android. Was it? Because, like, this was, like... I think it might have been, but, like... I couldn't remember. Because, like... This was, like, at the time when it wasn't just assumed that a game would be free. You know what I mean? Like, usually you had, like, a light version of a game. It was like the shareware mentality. You had the light version of a game, and if, you know, you beat, like, the first level or something like that, and you wanted to play more of the game, you know, you bought the full version. That's kind of like how it was back then. I couldn't remember if that one was free. I know originally Angry Birds wasn't free. You had Angry Birds Lite, and then if you, like, beat, like, the first few levels of Angry Birds, you paid, I think it was, like, $2.99 or something for the full game. You could play through everything? Okay. So was the original Angry... I know... I mean, eventually Angry Birds went free, but I couldn't remember if it was... It was freemium on Android? Okay. Eventually they made it free, but... I think when, like, Angry Birds launched on iOS, it cost... Actually, I think it might have been, like, 99 cents on phone and, like, $2.99 on iPad. Something like that. Nowadays, like, almost every mobile game is free, because, like, people just aren't willing to pay for shit. Okay, yeah, Yasuke is saying, I waited it out, it was free after a while. It was, yeah. You just said it, iOS, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. But yeah, now it's free. Now it's free, like, no matter... It's free no matter what platform you're on. Of course, that... Nowadays, does anybody even play Angry Birds? Do kids even play Angry Birds? Like, they made, like, 2 movies. Like, do people still give a shit about Angry Birds? Probably not, right? People still give a shit about Minecraft, though. That's... That really kind of goes to show, like, how big Minecraft is. Like, even years later, there are still fucking kids playing Minecraft. Like, it was, like, 2012. the fuck is this possible? How the fuck is this possible? Fuck, it's only 10:30. I want to, like, end this game and not play it anymore. Text or video instructions? Video. Easily. Does anybody prefer text instruction? I mean, it works. I just, like... I guess it sort of depends on, like, whether you're, like... You're a visual learner. Like, for me, I'm a hands-on learner. I need to, like... Like, ideally... I have somebody, like, do something with me, and then, like, they'll have me do it, and, like, just tell me, like, okay, you're doing something wrong, here's what you're doing wrong, and then I learn through trial and error that way. I mean, yeah, that's not always possible, but... You know, like, if I'm in, like, the room with somebody. Like, if I'm learning how to use something, like a new piece of technology. I guess it all just depends on, like, what you have to learn how to use. A kinetic learner, but I can definitely use text too. I honestly don't remember what kinetic learning is. I remember, like, having to figure that out in school, but... Switch this for Aria? I think I might... I prefer text. I don't know if I want to switch this to Aria. I want to switch this maybe... I'm thinking I will switch this to Celeste, and then whenever I either get bored of Symphony or... you know, maybe if I beat Symphony, whatever, I'll switch that over to Aria. Because, like, then I'd just be playing, like, 2 Castlevania. I don't know, I guess, like... I could switch this over to Aria. Would you guys... But then, like, would you guys, like... Would you guys really want to see, like, 2 Castlevania games in a week? Because I don't mind doing that, but would you guys really want to see 2 Castlevania games a week? You'd rather have... So you can easily access it at any time. That makes sense. And you know what? That's a valid point. Oh, if you're a kinetic learner, you like text. Okay. Would rather perform physical activity. Yeah, okay, yeah, then I would be, yes. Bodily, so hands-on. Exactly, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did get, so it's not a Steam dock, but it's like a third-party dock, and it actually, so far, seems to work all right. I did get my SD card working for the Steam Deck. Problem, it is still a pain in the ass. I need to, like, basically drag all of my ROMs into another set of folders and then transfer it over to the 1 terabyte. I just hate Linux. I just want you to know. I hate Linux with a burning passion. And that's not me being cute. That's not me trying to play the algorithm or whatever bullshit I spun a couple minutes ago. I hate Linux. Because it's not compatible in any way with Windows. Switch it. Switch it to Aria. Okay. Let's see. Should I... Who told you about the algorithm? I am the algorithm. I've always been the algorithm. So, question. Should I... Nah, I'll just do it in this stream. Oh! I see. Anyway. Is Aria in my... No, it's not. Okay. I need to... And then whenever I'm done with Symphony of the Night, I'll switch that over to Celeste. Or we could just play Legend of Mana. That was fun. Anyway. There's no way to become OP in Metroid Fusion. Fair enough. Yeah, the game gets harder as I go on. Okay. Actually, no. I think I will end the stream. I'm gonna end the stream and switch over to Aria of Sorrow. I'll probably play that for like an hour and then fuck off and go to bed. Okay. So, I will be back in about 5 minutes. Good night, and thank you for tentatively coming to my TED Talk. Bye, everyone.